right, guys, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I'm super excited today because we've got a great topic. Hopefully my voice will hold out. I have had so many conversations over the last little while, it's starting to fail me, but I did not want to go a day without sending you some valuable information to really inspire you to level up. You know, I say it all the time, but it's never too late to start living the life that you're meant to live. But my goal with the Daily Mastermind is to give you the inspiring thoughts, the information. And, you know, as many of you know, I've spent the last 30 years now learning from some of the best thought leaders, experts, success experts out there. I've been behind the scenes with, you know, a ton of names that you would know, and I've gotten to see inside the way they think and the men and women that truly are moving the needle and innovating in the industry. And one of those individuals I haven't met personally, but it's an individual that I really have a lot of respect for, wrote the book Atomic Habits. And Atomic Habits is a book written by James Clear. And some of you, most of you have probably read it, but just in case you haven't, James Clear is a writer and a speaker, and he focuses specifically on habits and decision-making and constantly improving. And this book, Atomic Habits, has sold over 20 million copies worldwide. It's been translated in more than 60 languages. And so I wanted to, because most of us struggle, right, when we're trying to create consistency in our life and take things to the next level, with creating habits and creating discipline, because it doesn't matter what your mood, your environment, your conditions are. When you can learn to have habits, they will push you through the times that you don't feel like doing things, when you don't feel like you're on the right track. And so I just wrote down a few key ideas, some ideas from James Clear and also his book, Atomic Habits, a few others outside of that, but ideas that I want to share with you, because this idea of creating habits in order to have success is something that I think we all need to bring awareness to. Small habits, they compound into massive success over time. And it's not about that silver bullet, that quick win. It's about consistent, persistent habits. It's not about big changes. It's not about some, massive organizational shift. It's about consistent, small improvements. And so the first thing I wanted to kind of share with you is this idea that James Clear has of identity-based habits, meaning when you focus on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve, habits begin to take hold. And these habits are more productive and successful. For example, instead of I want to lose weight, shift into I'm a healthy person. What do I mean by this? Well, your identity is what's going to shape your activity. It's your behavior, your beliefs, your results, your success, everything about it. And so when you try to create habits, a lot of times we're trying to create habits that'll help us to become the person we want to be. And yet the most successful habits come from being the person you choose to be. In other words, focus on the future version of yourself setting these habits, not just wanting to become that person. I hope that makes sense. So when you create habits that are based around your true identity and your greatness, you're going to feel like that's you. You're going to act in accordance. And so that's a really important, powerful concept, this identity-based habits. The next thing is you've got to remember that 1% rule. Tiny gains for big wins. Improve by just 1% a day. Over time, those results are going to grow. They're going to be exponential. This principle applies to business, fitness, personal growth, whatever it is, but we overestimate what we can do in the short run, and we underestimate what we can do in the long run. And so improve starting today, but use small incremental improvements. Now, James Clear talks about in his book, Atomic Habits, he talks about 4 laws. And these are laws that help you to change your behavior. And he's studied this idea of habits. He's done so much research that this comes with a lot of credibility. That's just basically what I want to say about it. And so there are 4 laws that he feels help habits to stick, help habits to truly change your behavior. And the first one is that you've got to make it obvious. You've got to make it obvious. And these habits, and so One of the things he talks about is the power of habit stacking. In other words, attach your new habits you're trying to create to existing routines for seamless integration. When you stack habits, when you stack something new you want to do with something you already do, it makes it more obvious and easier. For example, after you brush your teeth, you floss, right? You're stacking that. When you go to the gym, you get your nutrition. There's just ways for you to attach and make your habits obvious for yourself so that they stick, okay? The second law that he talks about is make it attractive. You've got to use this idea of temptation bundling he talks about. Pair something you want to do with something that you should do. You know, example, I'm only watching my favorite show while exercising. So you want to exercise, but you want to watch your favorite show. There's just so many ways that you can attach and make your new habit attractive by attaching it to something you already want to do and things that you should do. Does that make any sense? And so first is make it obvious. The second is make it attractive. The third is make it easy. You've got to make your habits easy. You've got to lower the boundaries of things to do. For example, if you want to go work out and you get up in the morning and you've got to get your stuff together and you've got to figure out how you get and where you're going to the gym and things, it's different than if your stuff's already laid out for you. If you want to be able to create habits in business, make it convenient, make it easy. And so one of the things that you ought to adopt, he talks about the 2-minute rule. Every habit should start in under 2 minutes to lower your resistance. If it takes a whole bunch of planning and organizing every day to make your habit happen, it's not going to happen. So maybe instead of reading a book, just read 1 page. Make your new habit something that you can do in just under a couple of minutes so that it lowers the resistance. So make it easy. So make it obvious, make it attractive, and make it easy. The fourth and final law that he talks about is make it satisfying. When you reward yourself, this reinforces good behavior. So positive reinforcement will help to make this habit stick. You know, track your progress in a journal or a calendar. Find ways to reward and recognize your behavior, because when you take these 4 laws and you make it obvious, you make it attractive, you make it easy, and you make it satisfying, things are going to start to stick, and you're going to find that your habits will take root. And it's super important that maybe the last thought that I'll leave you with that I got from this book is that you've got to stay in your challenge zone. Now, what do I mean by that? What he talks about is habits stick when they're just difficult enough to engage you out of your comfort zone, but not overwhelming. So many of us are trying to create habits that are so far outside our norm that they're destined to fail. They're destined to fail. So try to do habits and create habits incremental that help and challenge you just in your challenge zone, just outside your comfort zone. And I will personally add that one of the things that will really stack the odds in your favor is if you choose to surround yourself with the right people, with the right environment, because I can't overestimate or emphasize the idea that your environment and your social influences are going to make a difference in your habits. So the idea here is just to get that seed planted with you, that habits are something that will definitely catapult you towards your success if you'll just learn to form those habits, and rather than pushing and trying to discipline yourself to do it, line yourself up to make it easier, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. Take what's taught in these lessons by James Clear and set yourself up for success. That's my message for today. I hope that you'll do what you can to always be implementing new things outside your comfort zone and to establish new habits. I think if you do that, you're continually going to realize the greatness that you have in your life and realize that person that you want to be, that you already are, if you can put these practices in place. So that's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. Do me a favor and share this show. And if you haven't been over to the dailymastermind.com website, check it out. You can follow the videos, the audios. We've got a bunch of new resources, mastermind group launching, our brand new mobile app. Go check it out at Daily Mastermind and let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you're doing. I look forward to talking with you more. Once again, this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a great day.